Yo, what's going on, guys? Clutch back again with another video for you guys, and today is going to be another insane tactics video. Before we do get into it, if you haven't already, please smash a like on this video. It'll help me a ton. If you have any questions or anything you want to talk about down below, put them in the comments. And if you haven't, please smash that sub button. We are trying to reach 5,000 subscribers before Christmas. We're about 190 away, so every single one of you that hits that sub button, it helps a ton, and it'll be much appreciated. Do you want an amazing team like this? Visit the link in the description down below to get the cheapest and safest coins on FC24 and use code CLUTCH at checkout for 5% off. So guys, like I said, we are going to be doing a tactics video. It is the 5-2-2-1. It is one of my favourite formations on the game. I called it from, I think, the second day in that this formation is incredible, and I'm going to give you guys the best tactics instructions, break it all down for you, just so you can really learn how to use this formation. So, defensive style is on balance for me. When I'm using a 5-back, I don't like to press. I just find that it's more about being a strong defensive unit more than necessarily pressing high up the pitch, trying to win the ball back and counter-attack. We aren't going to have as many bodies going forward, so it just means we need to play a certain style of play. So for me, I just don't like to press. Now, my width is on 45. Obviously, we have spoken about this and why I use it. It is basically just to tuck in those wing backs, I suppose it is now, just to make sure they're a little bit tighter. And also those three centre-backs as well will then get a bit tighter as well, just to make sure we don't concede any silly through balls or anything like that, and just try and give us the best chance of not conceding them. Obviously, you still can. I'm not saying it completely stops it, but those deadly runs in between full-backs and centre-backs are the hardest ones to defend, and we're using 45 width to try and avoid that. Now, the depth is on 45. Again, like I spoke about, we are not pressing with this at all. This is a bit more of like a 71 depth counter more than anything else. We really are not trying to press at all, and 71 depth just isn't very useful with a 5-back, in my opinion. Your players end up just pushing too high up the pitch, leave way too many gaps, and it just doesn't really give you what you want from a 5-back. Now, build-up play is on balanced. Again, this is mainly just due to the fact of we don't really, again, want to be doing anything too crazy. Fast build-up is, again, a lot more of a counter-attacking style of play, and obviously that's not what we're trying to do. You could maybe use long ball if you just wanted to release those wingers a little bit earlier and try and get some fast passes on that way. But for me, I'm just using balanced for this. Just try and build our way up the pitch. We'll have our midfielders getting a little bit involved, wingers, some fullbacks. So I'm not trying to overcommit and just fly bodies forward and just say, why not? We're really just trying to, again, be more structured. Now, our chance creation is on direct passing. If you don't know what direct passing does, it basically makes your players with high attacking positioning or higher sprint speed and acceleration make better in behind runs. This mainly is just due to the fact of how good through balls are, and we want to try and make the absolute most of that. Especially if you're playing people who maybe don't have a slightly lower defensive width, you'll get so many open gaps within someone's defence that it means you'll just get through ball runs for days, and you should score a lot of easy goals. Now, the width is on 40 in terms of our attacking width. This is mainly down to, again, when I'm using wingers, I like them to cut inside. I like them to basically narrow up as we go up the pitch. So for me, having 40 width does mean it just tucks them in ever so slightly. We do really, again, want to try and score as many goals as we can, and those wingers are going to be a massive part of it with only having one striker and not having a cam. So it means they're going to get involved a lot in terms of scoring goals. And to do that, we do need them in better positions. We don't want them hugging the bylines and just not being in very good attacking and dangerous positions. Now, our players in the box is on 6. This is, again, mainly because we're not trying to commit too many midfielders forward in terms of our centre mids. We don't want them making crazy runs in the box, but we do want them in and around the box, so we do have it on 6. It's what I find to be the best to use when I'm playing a bit more of a balanced style formation, maybe not a pressing one or a counter-attacking. I find 6 players in the box is the best to use. And then I do have corners and free kicks on 2 as well. This is mainly just to avoid basically conceding counter-attack goals, but also as well, basically whipping that ball to the back post means you just get 3 headers in and just 3 goals, really. So that's why I use that as well. Now, guys, we are going to head on over to the instructions. This is how I do have the team laid out. 2 box-to-box style midfielders, 3 attackers, and I do have attacking fullbacks as well, and then 3 good centre-backs. So we will start with our wingers. We do have both of them on comeback on defence. Again, this is mainly just due to the fact of trying to be as strong defensively as we can. We do want as many bodies back as possible, so then we almost defend in like a 5-4-1 style formation. Really just make it as hard as possible to basically score. People will look at this though and think maybe that we lose something going forward because they are on comeback on defence, and that is not the truth at all. It just means when we are defending, they do just track back that little bit extra and just don't stay up the pitch. Obviously, maybe you lose a little bit of your counter-attacking value, but for me, with the way we're trying to play with this formation, counter-attacking isn't the way anyway. We're trying to be a bit more of a structured passing, pass and move, back post crosses, cutbacks, dribblings, things like that. We're trying to break our opponents down more than just counter-attack, and having them on comeback on defence is the best one to do that. We do have both of them on cut inside. This goes into what I was briefly talking about with the attacking width. Like I said, I want my wingers in better attacking positions, and this does mean that having them on cut inside helps that a ton, especially with the other instruction there as well, which is getting behind. It does just mean when we are cutting inside and going forward, they're going to make even better in behind runs. Going to really try and break those lines, try and score as many goals as we can by running through our opponents. And then we do also have them on getting to the box for cross as well. This is mainly due to the fact of trying to score back post crosses and cutbacks. We just want those bodies in the box to be available for whatever attacking situation we may need. We just want to have as many bodies as available basically to try and score goals. I do have my striker on stay central getting behind. This is mainly just due to the fact of basically wanting to be as aggressive as possible with this striker. He's going to be constantly trying to break the line, basically constantly going in behind and trying to get onto the end as many through balls as possible. As we have those centre mids slightly drift up the pitch, we'll have our wingers cutting in as well. He's going to have so many different runs to make and so many options that he should score a lot of goals. Now, I do have both of my centre mids simply on cover centre, get into the box across. This is mainly just due to the fact of, like I said, I do need them to basically be a bit more aggressive in the sense of, because we do only have the 3 forwards, we can't really afford to not have anyone else. We do need 1 or 2 other players going forward. So I don't have them on get forward, but I do have them on balanced, just so they get up and down the pitch, which is why I choose to have 2 maybe more box-to-box style midfielders with this formation. Basically people who can attack and defend, because that is what we are going to need out of our midfield pairing. And obviously we do have them on cover centre as well. This is mainly just due to the fact of having 2 wingers and 2 wide wing backs, so we don't need any extra cover in those wide areas. Now, I do have all 3 of my centre backs on default instructions, and the same with my keeper. I would be tempted to have him just on comes for crosses, just as for me, a lot of the time when you play someone and they do a cross, my keeper just kind of stands there and watches the ball fly over his head. He doesn't really do much, and it really aggravates me because a lot of the time, for some reason, the attacker wins the header and they'll just tap it in. So for me, having a keeper on comes for crosses does just mean that you can basically just sweep up those crosses a little bit more efficiently and hopefully concede less. And then I do have both of my fullbacks simply on overlap. This is mainly, again, just to the fact of wanting to have more attacking options. And also, as the left and right wingers tuck in because of cut inside, it does mean that our wing backs will basically make those wide runs because they're on overlap and just give us a lot of favourable overloads to a point where when we are going forward, we may have 6-7 people bombing forward compared to just the 3 that it initially looks like. So yeah, guys, hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, smash that like button and smash the sub button as well. It would mean a lot to me. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.